So here on Wednesday in the Transformer Slag podcast and the Transformer community, Wild King Wednesday, as we could call it, episode 4 just aired in Japan, and we have some little indications of brand new product that we're going to be getting in the Transformers Wild King line. A while back when we had the very first indications of what this all was with those early leaks of Transformers Wild King, we had a whole bunch of Energy Beasts. Most of them we've seen and we know today, and we've seen how they look in color and everything. But 2 that were on that very early solicitation were one of a Spinosaurus Rex and one of a lion. And if you loosely translated what it said on there, it said Spirituan, and it said Ignite Bite, and that was the names of them. We didn't know much else about it. And then we had a little teaser of what that might be. In episode 2, we got to see like the good guy tribe and the dinosaur tribe, and we saw that there was a Spinosaurus Rex and a lion, as well as a rhino and a Stegosaurus, so we'll talk about those in a moment. And that's all we knew. Well, this episode today that just aired, the Gentle-Hearted Hydrophant, as it translates to this episode, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the episode, but one big thing is 2 characters debut in that episode, and it is that of that Spinosaurus Rex and that lion. We're introduced to the Ninja Warrior Energy Beast Spinosaurus Rex that uses the Earth element, and we get to see the Earth element for the very first time in the animation of, again, Spirituan. That's how it translates to. I might be mispronouncing it, but that's that. And very cool design, cool voice actor. And then also introduced just at the tail end of it, who's apparently working with the dinosaur tribe, despite not being a dinosaur, to the surprise of Lightlong, is the Lion Energy Beast of Fire, so it now confirms that he's using fire, of Ignite Leo, or Ignite Leo. Originally he was listed as Ignite Bite. Lightlong calls him Ignite Leo, so I'm going to go with Ignite Leo here. So that's that, and he's all red and gold and looks really, really cool and stuff like that. Also kind of a ninja motif going on, so they might have their own little thing going. So very cool. We get to see these 2 guys for the first time. Again, the Spinosaurus Rex of Spirituan is a extensive retool of the Captain Volca, and the Ignite Lio. The assumption is that he might be an extensive retool of the Hydrophant, judging by how his transformation looks from those vague images and everything. Could be wrong on that one. It's kind of hard to tell, but at the end of the day, very cool. So we get our first look at these 2 characters. And again, because their animation models are super accurate to how the toys look, it gives you kind of an indication of how the toys are going to look too. And they look really cool, and that's brand new product that we're going to be getting later this year from Transformers Wild King. All we're missing now, according to that teaser from episode 2, is what's the story with the Rhino and the Stegosaurus. What's their name? What's their background? What do they use as an energy beast? We will find out. Stay tuned for that in a couple weeks on that Transformer Tuesday, or Wednesday for Japan, when the time comes. We will cover it right here on the podcast. Next up piece of news that we're going to cover is kind of a sad one. We lost a major pillar in our community, an individual who is responsible for one of the most iconic and important pieces of Transformer art. David Schleinkofer passed away just a couple days ago, April 20th, 2025, at the age of 75. He was the original artist and painter for the very first Transformer branded piece of art by Hasbro to use for the toy products. The iconic and legendary back of the box art of the Autobots versus Decepticons, the one with the iconic Optimus Prime with the Autobot emblem on his fist and everything like that. That piece of art, my goodness, would be used across a ton of Transformer products between the tail end of 1984 and all of 1985. We're talking sleeping bags, tents, board games, pinball machines, action figure collector cases, backpacks, just to name a few. I mean, I'm forgetting more than I'm remembering. You know, there is a lot of stuff that this thing is tied to. I mean, I could probably look around my room and find a few more things here that has that iconic G1 box art. So iconic that when they finally got around to doing the G1 box art art book that was done by IDW all those years ago, who else for the Transformers Legacy art book would be on the cover than that of David's awesome art? So very, very cool. David also, within the Transformer world years later, he would do the Transformers Listen and Play story Sunraid cassette book. It's the one where he comes with a cassette and a little book, and it was done through color forms and very cool stuff. There's some nice art there. Some unreleased art that was supposed to be used for that book is even on his Flickr. You could see the iconic "Did Jazz Run Over Somebody" art that he did all those years ago. A lot of cool stuff there. Again, you could check it all out on his Flickr too. That's still active. Of all his past art and stuff. I actually learned about his passing because there's an even bigger community tied to a lot of the stuff that he did, because he was a big part of the Robotech and Macross community, because he did a ton of box art, package art, book covers, all kinds of stuff for Robotech and Macross. So that's how I found out about it. But also even in the video game world, he was responsible for some amazing video games, specifically the Maxis stuff like SimCity 2000 and Sim Tower, two games that I have a lot of nostalgia and memories for. So he did a lot of great stuff throughout the years. And all those years later, Alex Milne and Josh Perez would homage his amazing G1 box art with the One Generation Shattered poster, which it was used for package art and everything like that for the BotCon 2008 Shattered Glass debut. So very, very cool stuff. Again, a legend within the Transformer community, and everyone knows that piece of art. It is just so iconic and everything like that. And he is truly an individual of a different time, because we rarely see now these hand-painted, beautiful pieces of art today. A lot of stuff today is done digitally. A lot of stuff is done now, sadly, through AI. And he is someone from a lost tribe of awesome artists and stuff. So again, I tip my hat to you, sir, and the amazing stuff that you did over the past multiple decades, and just all the iconic stuff. The more I dig on his Flickr, the more I was realizing, like, oh, I own that graphic novel of Star Wolf, and all that great stuff. So many great stuff that he did throughout the years. A lot of novel covers and everything. Traditional art, beautiful stuff. And again, he will be missed and he will be celebrated. And again, thank you again for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast and keeping you educated, entertained, and informed. And it's times like these that I again remind everyone, think about your family, take care of yourselves, give them a hug, because you never know when it might be the last time you see them. Let them know how important they are in your life and the cool things that they've done for you. And it's a shame because, like, when we lose someone in the community, it only reminds us more to stay close to each other and everything like that. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you in the near future.